Techno team, I'm back. I got time for one more video, and I really want to show you this one because it's going to better prepare you for this transition, this electromagnetic agitation that's going to be happening on either side of the solstice here, okay? I want you to be as prepared as possible, not only for you guys that are listening to these videos, but when you get home and if you experience this and you start to see that people are agitated or for some reason people are just a little bit more short triggered, I want you to understand how you can predict this even though you don't have the technology yet or you don't know how to use the HRT tool yet. We're going to get into that next week. So what we're going to do is I'm actually going to take you to a different page and show you how you can understand like what the people around you are going to experience, and it will be a rough estimate. It won't be exact. It won't be like having the exact birth times, but it will definitely allow you to kind of anticipate who in your life might struggle more than others. It will also allow you to look your own information up without having to depend on me here, okay? Now, what I've done is I've just opened up the live feed on the space-time clock to show you where we are in the sequence. So we've got, I don't know, I'm guessing here about maybe 6 hours left before we get to the solstice, but we're going to know exactly how much time is left because where we're going to go is actually the AJO page. On this page, the technology has been simplified. Let me show you. All right, so let's click on this thing and we'll get it started up. So what this is doing is it's simplifying everything. So instead of showing the space-time clocks and where the hands are pointing, it's not making you have to figure out anything. It's literally saying, hey, these are the awarenesses. These are the quadrants of the body it's going to affect. So this is the first person objective. So when we went to the predictions page, and let's just go there. So on the predictions page, when we come down here and it's listing these objectives row by row, right? So that's exactly what this page is doing. Except you don't have to do it, it's doing it for you. It's telling you exactly what the objective is, and it's telling you the exact quadrants of the body. It's doing all the conversions for you. And the coolest part is it's counting down the clock. So you can see there are 6 hours and 15 minutes before the summer solstice is going to happen. It also allows you to see, you see how we're in the mental micro here, the emotional macro, and the physical macro? Look, 6 hours, 15 minutes, 6 hours, 15 minutes, 6 hours, 15 minutes. So this is the ideal. Remember when I said during the equinox and solstices, this is when Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu reset. They resynchronize and reset. This is why all the past civilizations were building those structures that were aligned with the cardinal and intercardinal directions, and why equinox and solstices were so important is because that's when these three awarenesses realign, resynchronize, and then we start a new season, okay? So this is a really easy and cool page where you can start coming to. So for example, if you're having left-sided upper quadrant pain, you literally just go, okay, this is green, this is green, this is green, and the objective is right next to it. So if you're having left upper quadrant pain, these are the 4 possible areas or the 4 possible objectives that would be causing that. And then depending on how long that pain is lasting, if it's been going on for a long time, then you know it's going to be one of these longer frequencies. If it's been going on for a short time, you know it's going to be one of these shorter frequencies. All right, so that's enough about this. We can talk more about this in the future, but I just wanted you to understand how simple this is. And then for me, like when we get people started on this, or if you're starting to wonder why an area hurts, you can literally just open up this AJO page. You can come down here and take a screenshot of this, and it's telling you the objectives that aren't really, you're not aligning with. And don't feel bad. We're all designed to not align with these objectives. We're all designed to, try to do it our own way and not be balanced. I mean, that's how this is. And that happens in order for us to create all of the unpleasantness that then makes us want to go, you know what, this unpleasantness is overrated. I'm going to start putting in the conscious work. I'm going to put in the effort to balance. That's what this is about. And we are literally at the collective moment where if we don't start balancing together as individuals and collectively, things are going to get ugly here in the not too distant future. So we're right on time. I hope that this is cool. I know we haven't talked about this. We've done a lot of hard work in order to connect the predictions page. Like I said, that's not where a first-time user is going to go. And we have you guys to an advanced level where you're already starting to understand how the space-time clocks are designed, how to look up the objective, and then how to know what the objective is going to be before it happens. That's the advantage on the predictions page. You see, this one's just telling you what's happening right now, but the predictions page is letting you know what's going to happen before it happens. That is kind of important if you want to try to optimize. You want to know where the pattern's going before it gets there so that you can synchronize with it and be prepared when it hits that time. All right. So let's move down here. I'm not going to discuss this, okay? You can watch the video that describes how this page works if you want to, and I apologize. I'm going to update this video, all right? And the part that talks about the AJO page here, or the AJO meter, that's a little bit different than how I want to do it and what it is now. So again, if you watch that video, I mean, disregard what it talks about this, but when it explains how this works, the collective aging chart for year 2025, that's dead on. And when it talks about how to use this technology that's embedded, that's interactive, that's dead on. And this is the one I want to do for you, okay? So just hang on here. Let me get this situated. So I wanted to show you this technology, not only to showcase it, because what this does is it shows 128 years of an aging pattern, but that's not how we're going to use it here. So when you guys all go home, and we talked about how this is going to be a lot of electromagnetic agitation, and that possibly family members and community members that you know are going to be affected by this, as long as you know their birth date. You don't have to know their exact time, just their birth date. Let me show you how this works. So I'm going to put my Aunt Lori's birth time in here. It's 1/7/1963. And again, this isn't the actual time. This is just the day of her birth. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us a pretty good estimate of how she's going to experience this. Let me show you how. So now we're going to scroll down here, and we are going to find year 2025, which is right here. Year 2025, it's a red year, and this means that my aunt is having a lot of agitation at the macro mental level. And this is going to go on all year, but during the course of this year, it's going to fluctuate, okay? So you can see that we're getting here closer to July, right? So we're at June 20th, so we're going to be right about here on this chart. And if we're right about here, that's telling you not only is she having a red year, so in 2025, it's going to be a hard year for her all year long. In March, July, and November is when it's going to be the toughest for her. She's going to hit her internal emotional or internal peak of agitated rhythms on July 7th. So because we're close to that, that's why my aunt had all of that red when I showed you that earlier. Now, I'm going to punch in my Uncle Randy. All right, so hang on here. Let me get his dates in here. This is 10/31/1957, and just hit enter. And now this is populated, and it's showing his aging rate for the next 128 years. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find year 2025. What a coincidence. So his wife is in a red year, Lori, and he's in a green year. A green year just means that his macro mental, his strongest frequency, his mental frequency is in a relaxed state. And that means that he's going to be able to go through all of the different polarity moments this year are going to be easier for him. And then if we come down here, it shows which months are going to be the most difficult and which months are going to be the easiest for him and which months are going to be somewhere in between. So now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to find that June. And look we're getting close to this, right? We're at June 20th, so he's down here. That's why in his chart there was all that green. Now, this is your homework. So when you get home, if you want to punch in your information, it's going to tell you how you're going to experience all of these electromagnetic shifts that are about to happen in this electromagnetic agitation. And if you want to punch your kids' birthdays in here or your parents' birthdays in here, go ahead. I mean, this is going to give you a little bit of an understanding of why all the people in your life might have different levels of agitation. This is predicting why that's going to happen. Now, we're going to get more into this page maybe as we go on here, but I forgot about this and how handy this might be. And this doesn't require you guys to do anything but come down here, punch in your birth time. Once you have your birth date in here, you find 2025 because that's the year. So let's do one more so you're comfortable with this. 2/25/1979. That's my birthday. We're going to hit enter, and then we're going to find year 2025. So year 2025 is right here, and you can see I've got green and I've got orange here. So I'm kind of in an in-between. It's not a red year. It's not a super hard year for me, but it's not a green year. It's not a super, that's why it's black. So 2025 is black for me because it's kind of in between. Now, if we see June 25th right here, right? And June 20th is a solstice. So obviously I'm going to do okay here. It's not going to be that bad. And when you remember my rhythms, yeah, there was a little bit of red in it, but there was quite a bit of green too. So that the technology that I demoed earlier shows every single level. This is just showing an average. And this could be very useful. So again, here's your homework. If you want to come here, or if you notice people in your life are really, some people are more agitated than others, as long as you have their birthday and birth year, you can see why, and you can see how this electromagnetic agitation that's going to happen on either side of the solstice, why it's going to affect them that way. All right, that's enough. That's a pretty cool video, and that's the bonus material, and it kind of gives you some homework here. All right, if you want to, that's your homework. You can check it out, and I will be in touch. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I hope the weekend goes smooth for you guys.